Hi guys, welcome to my channel and to my journey in beauty. Today's video is a 3 looks 1 palette with the Juvia's Place Douce palette. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And the way that I do my 3 looks 1 palette is that I create at least 3 looks. Lately I've been challenging myself to use every single shade in the palette before I give you my review, just to be more thorough and etc. That was not hard because there's only 9 shades in this palette, but I hope you will enjoy this review. Just some basics on this palette. I did purchase mine at Ulta and this runs for $20 full price. And I was able to use a coupon on this one. This palette does have 5 mattes and 4 shimmers, which I find is a really nice balance. These are the mattes right here and in the middle, and then the 4 shimmers are like that, and I kind of like how it's set up. This is my first Juvia's Place palette. I haven't purchased one before, and I've always been attracted to this color story, and I'm actually really glad that I did go ahead and pick up this one. But before we get into too much of a review, let's go ahead and check out the demos for the 3 looks that I created for you. I hope you enjoyed those demos. I really enjoyed creating these looks for you. The first look was kind of a warmer, neutral look using this shade called Crepes and this shade called Chocolat and this shade down here called Mont Blanc. And I believe that was the look where I used this green called Macaron in the inner corner, as I did also today, and I really loved how that look came out. This shade, while it appears kind of blue-green in the palette, actually comes off mostly as silver on the eyes. I think if you paired it with this green, this might come off a little bit more green, or if you paired it with a green from another palette, it might read a little bit more green for you. But I actually really loved that look. I will say that this shade and this shade absolutely do not come off that dark on the eyes. This shade right here actually comes off as more of a coral, and I'm gonna have swatches up here for you. And so I find that it actually was a really nice mid-tone to put into the crease. And then I used this on the outer V of the eye and a little bit into the crease to deepen things up and add some depth to the look and anchor it a little bit. So this is actually really nice and buildable. You don't have to be super careful. Of course, you want to tap off your brush, but you don't need to like do the hokey pokey and blow on it and all of that. So, and this shade absolutely was gorgeous. All of the shimmers in this palette work well no matter how you use them. They absolutely apply nicely with a dry brush. You can apply them with the finger, as well as you can apply them using a damp brush. And I think it just depends on what kind of color payoff or intensity that you're looking for. So going into the second look, this was a nice soft pink, almost everyday kind of look. It was just really nice, soft, muted, and feminine. And so I went in with this shade right here called Creme. Haha, I got it right. Creme in the crease, and I tried to blend it out with this shade right here called Berry Mousse, which is an odd shade for a tan. But this is essentially my skin color, which isn't a bad thing. This really didn't need a lot of blending out. I actually think this shade Berry Mousse would work really nicely with any of the mattes in this palette to blend them out should you go a little too heavy, or you know, have a harsh line when using the other mattes in this palette. I think this is an appropriate color that would help you blend any of them out. And then I did use a little tiny bit again of Chocolat in the outer corner, in the outer V, to deepen up the look and give it an anchor. And then we went in with this gorgeous shade right here called Puffs, and this is like liquid pink metal. This is absolutely stunning. It is very potent on the eyes. I did originally apply it with the brush and then went in with my finger to punch it up, and this is just absolutely stunning. So I did really like that soft feminine look for day 2, and let's talk about the look that I have on today. So today I went in with this shade right here called Custard in my crease, as well as the outer V. This was my deepest color and my anchor for this look. And then I took the shade Creme and blended out this custard shade in the crease, just give it a little softness there. Then I went in with this green shade Macarons on the outer 2/3 of the lid. I did go in with a dry brush first, and that worked fine, but I really wanted to go bold or go home with this look, so I did go ahead and spray my brush, and that definitely punched up the intensity on this color. And then finally, the star of the show is this shade right here called Tart. And this shade is like a pink purple, I don't even know what, duochrome. I used that on the inner third of my lid, as well as brought it up into the transition area. It's something that I love to do with whatever the highlight shade is on the inner part of the lid, and it absolutely worked beautifully. And I also used the shade on the brow bone today. I used Custard on the lash line and blended it out with Creme. And then the fun little thing I challenged myself to do today is I actually used Creme for my blush today, and I used Tarte for my highlight. If I don't know if you can catch it right there. And honestly, I think either one of these two shades could work as a highlighter, as well as I think this and possibly this one. I haven't tried it yet, or even this one. I think all three of these shades could absolutely work as blush, which, you know, some people don't care, some people don't multitask their palettes, and that's fine. But for me, it adds to the value of this palette, because I think one reason why some people hesitate, including myself, to purchase Juvia's Place palettes is that a lot of them are very, very big pans of eyeshadow like this one. So overall, I love this. I don't think there's a single throwaway shade in this palette. I don't think I would replace anything in this palette. I did not set my primer in any of these looks, and I did use the NARS smudge proof eyeshadow base on all 3 days. So just a little information for you there. But I love this. I love that I could multitask it. I love how the blush and highlight turned out today. This is a fun look. My daughter Hannah says it looks like cotton candy, and I kind of have to agree. I'm so glad that this was my first Juvia's Place palette. I've always been attracted to this color story, so I hope that you enjoyed this 3 looks 1 palette. I did use every shade, and I hope all of your makeup days are beautiful makeup days, and I will see you in my next video soon. Bye!